folks, so this is my Astro A50 headset for gaming that I actually got as a Christmas gift, but when I look them up, they're not cheap, so I really appreciate the Christmas gift. And certainly love them. They're great. They're really comfortable. And because they're wireless, you don't feel like you're attached to anything because you're not. And next to it is a relatively new addition, the Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus, the Avermedia. And I just got this. I was really excited. I started live streaming some years ago when my church got into live streaming, got involved with that and videos. And so I started to live stream my gaming and actually through my PS4 Pro. I was able to, and as many of you know, you can, through the PS4, there's an option to broadcast. It's really easy and simple. But I guess I wanted to become a little bit more advanced, add some graphics and other things. And so wanted to start using a streaming program. I use Streamlab OBS for this. I've used other streaming programs like for church, but Streamlabs OBS is free, and frankly it's a it puts the paid programs in some cases to shame because it's so easy to use, a lot of options. But in any event, I got all excited until I got this delivered, and then I realized that this is not compatible with this. The reason why is because this was not designed to work with wireless headsets, and this was not designed in a way to give you an option to work with capture cards that don't have a wireless function. When I Googled online, it was really hard to find anything with a meaningful workaround. And I noticed some message boards where this company said, well, it wasn't intended for streaming. And so to get one of their cheaper versions that would plug into here, because I'll just point this. If you had something, a headphone to plug in, you would plug it in to one of these ports, and then you would plug this into your controller, and you should be able to get sound and use it for your mic. And this is particularly related when you're trying to bring in party chat or other chat features. You want to be able to use your headphones to hear and for the mic. So that's a long introduction to say that this is a couple of workarounds. One is, I think, more onerous than the other, although the other that is smoother, that works better, does require an added piece of equipment. So here we go. So for the first method, you just simply want to follow the instructions for your capture card, which were pretty easy. As you can see, there's some wires in the back or cords, HDMI cords. One is going to your TV or monitor, whatever you're looking at viewing your gaming. The other one is connected to the PS4, and the third one is essentially going to your streaming PC or laptop. It was pretty straightforward to set up. And then in the front, if you had wired headphones, as I noted, there's a input to connect with your controller, and then an output for your wired headphones. And so this was a pretty easy setup here. And you just follow the instructions with your capture card for method 1. So what we have here is a view from Streamlabs OBS. I have it already set up, but if you're following your capture card instructions, before you do this, you would have already gone into your PS4 settings. You would go down to devices and actually change the output as the TV and AV or AV monitor. So that I've already done. I'll show you that a bit later. But once you make that change in your PS4, you would go into your streaming software and you would add a new source. We'll start with a video capture source. So you want to add new source, add a new source instead. You can name it whatever you want. You can change the name, add source, and then in the drop-down menu, you should see Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus. I'm not going to add it right now, but you would click Done. I'm going to hit Cancel. It looks like it added it anyway, but you've pulled in the video source from your capture card into your streaming program. So you also have to do this for pulling in the audio. Let me just delete this first. You want to add the audio now. You have to do that separately. So you go in Audio Input Capture, and you would follow the same process. The capture card should appear in the drop-down menu to add the audio source. So you have to add both the video and audio sources separately from your capture card into OBS. And so they're both now appearing. Now back in your PS4, just as I said, you had to, before this, go into Devices, Audio Devices, and make sure now the input is still set at the USB Astro A50. You want to keep that. The output would also be Astro A50 if you're using that headset, but you need to change it to TV or AV amplifier. And this is where the problem comes. Suddenly you don't have sound in your Astro A50 headset. Although in this setting you can still use it as a mic. But in order to hear both, I actually wound up plugging into my laptop earplugs. So I'll show you that next. So then what comes in next is earbuds. Yes, earbuds. You would think with a $300 headset, you wouldn't have to resort to earbuds or adding that in the mix, but I did for method 1. And essentially, once you have the setup as I showed you, I plugged my earbuds into my laptop, had to do some finagling, I guess, with the drivers to get my laptop to actually use the earbuds, but that's another story. But in any event, I used the earbuds, I plugged that in, and basically I was able to get the sound through the streaming program, you know, from the game in my ear. I used these in combination with the Astro A50. I basically would put one of these in my ear. I would put on top of it the Astro A50, and so I could hear the game and the party chat through these, but also use my Astro A50 for the mic, which came through fine both on the live stream and in the party chat on the game. So that's method number one, earbuds. So for this method, I actually took a external mic. As you can see, it's a USB mic, and I plugged it directly into the PS4. And so almost immediately after I plugged in the USB mic, if you look at input devices, it immediately appeared in the PlayStation audio device settings menu as an input. It says USB headset, but it's actually just a USB mic, the producer USB mic. This is the added piece of equipment I said that you would need for this method. I will say though that you can find relatively inexpensive USB mics online. They're not expensive at all unless you get, I guess, studio quality. So another key step in this method too to work is when you originally set up your Astro A50 base, there were two connections, an optical cord connection and a USB connection. I removed the USB connection from the PS4 and I connected it to my laptop. Note that, just as a side note, if you're using your laptop, you probably will need some sort of USB hub for all of these connections. But essentially, you need to make sure the Astro base is connected to your PC or laptop. I will also note a curious thing is that when you connect your Astro A50 to a PC or laptop, in theory, there's a switch behind in the back of it where you switch it between PS4 or PC. I left it at PS4 for some reason. When I did switch it to PC, my computer was not picking it up. So you need to make sure you connect the base USB to your PC or laptop. Hey guys, so there was one more piece in this puzzle. So after I had this set up, I took my Astro 850 headphones, I put them on, I started my PlayStation, I called Patches Kennedy, my gaming partner in crime. She was more than willing to hop on and help me to test this. We got on Cold War, Call of Duty, and we started a party chat, and everything was great. I could hear the game sound in my Astro A50s. With the external mic we added, she could hear me perfectly in the party chat. I could hear the party chat through my Astro A50s. We tested the live stream and noticed that while we could hear the game sound and we could actually hear Patches in the live stream, I couldn't be heard in the live stream. So I did have to do one more thing. In OBS, I had to, if you see where microphone is down there in sources, I won't go through the process again. I went through it earlier in the video, but that microphone is the Astro A50. I was able to pull in into the OBS program the Astro A50 as an audio source. And so how it worked then is that the people in the live stream would hear me through the live stream, through the Astro A50, while the people actually in the PS4 game party chat would hear me through the external mic. And I could hear, as I said, the game audio and the party chat very clearly in my Astro A50 with this setup. I did test it. I was concerned that having two different audio sources, the mic from my Astro A50 used for the live stream, and the external mic used for the actual audio for people to hear me in the PlayStation chat feature, that there might be some delay or something weird going on, but there was no delay. It worked out perfectly, and as you can see, I did some broadcasting and gaming, testing the whole thing out. Seven the cat was very pleased, as you can see, and I will say that I'm a bit disappointed in some of these companies. I would have thought that, you know, if someone invests in a $300 wireless headset for gaming, that there would have been some consideration in terms of how it could work with capture cards. And similarly, it just seems like if you're producing capture cards for gaming, that you would consider that there are people that use wireless headsets. So hopefully they work this out. If you are watching on YouTube, you can search me out and find me on Twitch at Hillbrat5. If you're watching on Twitch, you can find me on YouTube, Hillbrat5. Just search me out. My account on YouTube is relatively new. There's a few videos on basic video editing. They are not necessarily intended for advanced video folks, but if you're just starting out, hopefully they're helpful. I hope to produce more soon. And if you have other solutions and workarounds for this issue, please put them in the comments. I'm not the expert on this. I just wanted to share how I figured it out. But hopefully this will help someone.